Good evening, and welcome to Science and Sorcery, the show where science communicators play Dungeons and Dragons to raise money for charity. My name is Dr. Raidwin, and I am joined again by the fantastic cast for Search for the Merah, Sam Langford, Alex Holt, Rachel Williams, and our DM, Catherine Sheard. Very briefly, before we get into episode 2, just a quick reminder, it is still November. We are still raising money for Palestine Children's Relief Fund, and we are only £79 away from our target. So if you have a little bit of money to give, please consider donating. It would be awesome if we could send £500 to Palestine Children's Relief Fund. But don't worry if you don't have money this month. We'll have another fundraiser next month, which we'll tell you about in our first December stream. But more on that later. For now, I'll hand back over to Catherine as our ridiculous party goes and does something. We'll see what.
Goes and does something, yes. So for a quick recap of last session, we have found ourselves in the Lemba Valley, which Twitter has pointed out, in fact, does mean the Valley. The Lemba Valley is a region that has been long protected from magical incursions. We have learned that there was an earthquake a few days ago, and this earthquake has knocked out all of the anti-magical protections and has summoned potato-eating undead, it seems. We have learned that the Merah on the other side of the Drying Gorge just might be the key to getting this anti-magic protection back up. We have met our party of intrepid heroes, or perhaps intrepid anti-heroes. We have Dr. Turnip Amberhorn, a fairy gunslinger, a colonizer, and a truly terrible anthropologist. We have Misray Highbluff, a tiefling sorcerer, a grifter, and a level 20 lesbian, as the chat has named her. We have Kitenga, no thoughts, head empty. Air Genasi Druid Cleric. He loves flowers, and he has already succumbed to a demon empowerment cult. And finally, we have Ankali, a monk, a totally normal human monk. Nothing to see here. She's an extremely buff woman with glowing tiger tattoos. And as we said, totally normal. We have juggled some lemons. We have climbed up a waterfall. We have killed, and one of us ate, a halfling. We've debated the merits of adopting undead creatures. And then we killed said undead creatures. And some of us realized that we don't understand how mirrors work. And we now find ourselves just outside of a temple. Dr. Turnip is unconscious but stable, and the rest of the party is currently staring at a golden boulder, trying to figure out what to do with it. And Kitenga's leaving monster footprints, just like fun fact. Yeah. So, folks, what are we doing? What do you want to do? I'm
having a nap.
Okay, so perhaps if we break up the boulder, we can fit it in the bag?
I think that sounds good. I do have a hammer and a crowbar just on me, if that would help. I don't know. Maybe we could split it up. How heavy is it again?
It was double the weight of what the bag of holding can carry.
Okay, so you just need to cut it in half.
Would you like to make an athletics check to try to cut this golden boulder in half?
I mean,
I wouldn't, but if someone else would.
As a designated buff person in the group,
please.
Does someone want to assist me in that? Like holding it steady or something?
Katanga at this point is going to walk over to the ferry. Whilst this is all going on.
Okay. We will hold that thought. Yeah. So, Misery, would you like to assist Ankali as Katanga just leaves?
Yes, but I'll give them a rousing like speech. Like, you can do it. Just harness your inner strength, the outer strength, the muscles. That's, you know, great. I love to see it. But what I'm talking about is the depth deep within your core, beyond your core, behind your core, up behind the belly button, and just do a little tickly there. That's the strength I'm talking about. That's what you're going to need. So use that and just hook and use that strength.
So absorbing this bemusedly,
Yes, athletics check with advantage.
Yes!
So with advantage, that
Yes.
takes that to 23.
23. Gold is an incredibly soft material. You are no problem able to split it into as many pieces as you want. You want to cut it in half? It's now in half. You want to cut it into more than that? You can do that too.
In half, and then like maybe little nuggets that we can just carry about a person.
Great. So you have half of it that you reckon is about 500 pounds could fit in the bag of holding, and then the rest you just easily split into pocket-sized bits of gold.
Okay.
I want to point out that the bag of holding does already have about 15 pounds of stuff in it. So you will still break this bag.
Take your stuff out and throw it away.
Yeah.
I'm unencumbered, so I can just
like
take
100
everything.
bullets just come rolling out, and I'm gonna be real pissed.
So as Ankali
I don't
is
have another
covering up the
backpack. It's all in the bag of holding.
Oh, okay, all right. Is there like a can one of the chunks be a little bit less then, like 15 pounds less? Then
It just doesn't. Yeah, we'll just. It's like when you're kind of like shaving off the end of something just to.
yeah, and then can I carry that chunk?
How much gold do I have to say is in this bag?
485 kilos, I guess.
Yeah, you have 485 pounds worth of gold in your bag. Yeah, so while Ankali and Misery are dividing up the boulder, Katanga, you wanted to walk over to the unconscious fairy. What are you doing?
I want to take a lemon out of my backpack and just like feeling bad for what's happened over the past day. Is going to look at the fairy and just like cast healing word and like place a lemon on our chest.
Okay, as you place one of your 6 lemons on the chest of the very small fairy, I need you to roll a d10 and a d100, please.
Yes. So that is a 34 and a 5.
A 34 and a 5.
I swear, if you blow me up, I'm just leaving. Like, I would just leave this stream, Sam.
So, you're sort of like reaching down. Are you kneeling down, or are you like standing and bending at the waist?
Just quite small, so I'm going to be kneeling down.
Okay, you're kneeling down. And your torso is staying the same, but you're sort of raising up, and from the waist down, you are changing. You, my friend, are now a centaur. Until your next long rest, you have, from the waist up, you are an air genasi, and you have the backside of horse.
Wow. This is new. Is this what lemons do when life gives you lemons, right? Does the healing
And
word
I just
work?
say, perfect, slap Katanga's butt and mount the horse.
Yeah, climb on.
It's a good look for you.
I'm up.
Yeah, does the healing word work as well?
Yeah, the healing word works.
Okay.
So that's going to be 7 points of healing.
What you're saying now is that we now have a horse we could load gold onto.
As I come to, I assume I see them trying to get the gold into the bag of holding.
Well, first you see a horse.
Yeah, I'm ignoring that. I'm just like, in my head, I'm going, I don't know what's happened here. I'm not going to question it.
Yes, and then you look over and a little ways away, you see Ankala and Misery trying to put 485 pounds worth of gold into the bag of holding.
It should actually be even less than that because the 15 pounds is how much the bag of holding weighs. There are 64 pounds of stuff in the bag of holding.
Okay.
And I'm just going to go... sorry, it's a little bit rude to just put gold into other people's bags. Do we really need this much?
Think of all the funding you could have with it.
You can have a bit to fund some of your weird
pieces, just in case we need to put other things in here later, and then it's easier to remove some gold. Because we can keep gold in other bags as well.
It's true. I mean, we've got these nuggets as well.
Yes, but this is my only bag. I'd like to be able to put other things in it as well.
Okay. Okay.
You tell
us
it can
be part of my share.
We must all carry a little bit of gold then.
Yes.
So and in that case,
if we get separated, we'll all have some gold on us to, you know, buy goods and services.
That's the most sensible solution.
Fine.
I can't add in how much gold is actually in the bag of holding, so I'll just assume it's about 400 pounds.
That sounds good.
And I just wrote a shit ton of gold, if you're looking at my character sheet at any point, Catherine, but we'll say it's about 400 pounds.
It's like 3/4, 2/5 of the size of a large boulder, the size of a small boulder of gold.
Yes. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Okay.
Do I need to put this in my inventory? Yes. Sorry.
and then I'm just gonna look at Katanga. Did any of you grab the things that were in the temple, in the little cabinet? If you did, is that what turned Katanga into a horse?
No. I've got the thing. I grabbed it before I stepped out of the mirror thing. I vaguely remember.
No, you grabbed the sigil, but there were things inside the altar as well?
Oh yeah, no, I didn't take that.
Those are still there. Those are still in the altar. Okay. No one's grabbed them.
I'm gonna go back in and just go and grab those things and have a look at them.
I'm gonna walk along with you, and then so that I can say I know it's new to me as well, but I don't think you should call me a horse. That feels like it's offensive. I'm a centaur.
Oh, I've never seen a centaur before. Apologies?
Thank you.
How did this happen?
I gave you a lemon, and then, here I am.
Can I make a nature check to see if I would know, or an arcana check to see if I would know anything about what lemons turning people into centaurs?
Sure, really whichever is higher nature or arcana. Go ahead.
Nat one.
16.
Yeah, this explanation makes no sense to you. On the other hand, you've been all day watching magic go awry, so, you know.
So I guess I'm assuming that Katanga tried to cast a spell. And then
fair assumption.
And the lemon is peripheral to this. Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, the lemon is a red herring.
Yes.
Am I still riding Katanga? Sorry. Should I be in this conversation?
You're welcome to be part of this conversation. More the merrier, really.
All right.
Right, just
let's have a look at what's in
I'll
this.
be aware.
Oh, open the altar, and there was a jug in there and something else?
Yeah, there's sort of a metal, sort of like a pewter jug and a metal stick.
All right, I'll take those out. I'll hand the stick to Katanga. Do you want this one? I don't know what it does. Are you gonna throw it in the river again? Because if so, I'll give it to someone else.
No, I'll kind of tuck it into my bridle.
Where have you got that from?
I feel. Did you also have a bridle? Centaurs don't usually have bridles.
Just an organic flesh bridle.
Just hold on to it.
No, Alex, no.
Yeah, so the rod's about like sort of 2.5 feet long. It's got sort of very simple sort of like carving on one side, and it seems to have a button on the side that has the carving.
This is very big for me, so if one of the bigger people wants to have this,
I'll take it then.
it's a bit unwieldy for me.
Would I just notice this button that's on it?
Yeah, there's very obviously a button with the side that has the like metal swirls and so forth.
Okay. No thoughts, empty head. See a button, push a button.
Cool. You push the button and the rod just freezes in place. You were kind of like moving it around a little bit, and now it's just like it's just there, and you take your hand away, and it's just sort of floating there in space.
Mm.
Yeah.
As a student of the arcane, would I know what this is?
Yes, as a student of the arcane, you would immediately recognize this as an immovable rod.
You gave an immovable rod to a horse.
This is the second time this has happened in science and sorcery history.
That was what my brain was going to that for a second.
We now need to find a potion of fire breathing and a knife. I will explain to Katanga that this is an immovable rod, and if he presses the button again, he'll be able to move it.
See button, push the button again. Okay.
Yep. You now move it. It's now a rod.
What about this jug that I've got?
Yeah, it has no visible markings. It seems to just be a jug, but if you remember when Misery was looking at it with her detect magic, it did glow as magic.
Yeah. Intriguing.
Did anybody else know that it's magic apart from me?
I don't think you told anyone. So
No.
In the jug.
I would like the jug. I've got a pewter pot and a pewter pan, and I think this pewter jug could look nice in my little house back home. So if no one minds, it doesn't just an old jug. I'll hold on to it.
You can make some good lemonade with that jug.
out of curiosity, who is currently holding the jug?
I am
Dr.
currently
Turnip.
holding the jug.
Okay, cool.
But I think at that, Turnip, having been gifted a lemon, will go, yeah, some lemonade would be lovely.
As you say that, the jug fills with lemonade.
Yeah, that's what I thought it was.
Nice.
Mystery, would you like some lemonade?
Yeah, I'll have a sip. Just a little sip.
And I'll hand you the jug because you asked for it.
Yay, thank you. Also, glad you're alive. That's nice.
Me too. I really should have... how high is the ceiling in this temple, Catherine?
It's a peaked roof. So at the edges it's about 10 foot, and at the middle it's maybe about 30 foot.
Yeah. I'm gonna just look up at the ceiling and go, you know, I really should have remembered I could have just flown up there. Though I do have to ask, Misery, did you understand what was happening?
I'm just gonna have to say no. I was.
I was wondering if you ran into the mirror to leave me with your evil self on purpose, but that seemed unusually cruel.
Yeah, no, I thought it was
more
just
likely you maybe never encountered a mirror before.
I know I've encountered a lot of mirrors, but I just saw myself looking a little bit extra fabulous. I think it just confounded me. I just had to run towards.
You do look older. Like it suits you.
Yeah, I feel like
More
I'm just really
dignified.
finding myself on this journey. So I've never been happier.
I think so is Katanga.
Yeah.
He's gonna look at the horse legs again. He's going.
This is the power of my my words of wisdom. You listen, take it on board. You're a horse person. Say no more.
Katanga said that's an offensive term apparently in the Centaur community.
Horse person? All right, I'll scrap it. Centaur.
Yes. Well, I mean, if it's your motivational speaking rather than you know, the strange magic things that are happening in this valley. That's something for my notes, and I'll just scribble that down and just go, misery, question mark.
Brilliant.
Now, I think perhaps, I mean, I could use a nap. I don't know about the rest of you.
Is this before or after our long rest? Sorry, just...
This
Yeah, you guys haven't long rested yet.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, great.
So
Yeah, I'm
please
pleased.
level 3.
So I think that is quite wise to have a bit of a rest up before we continue.
Yes.
Yes, please.
And now that these evil mirror people are gone, I feel like this temple is possibly a relatively safe space to sleep.
I can make do.
Okay, great. So, is your guys' plan just to sleep for the next 8 hours and then carry on? Or is your plan to, like, make camp for the night and just hang out and then set out at the next dawn? It's about sort of 2-3 p.m. at the moment.
I mean, how are the rest of you with night travel?
Should be
Sorry?
fine.
What did you say, Alex?
How are the rest of you with night travel?
I've got some torches. And, I mean, trip hazards aren't really an issue for me. I do fly into trees sometimes.
Well, now that I'm a centaur, I have dark vision.
I also have dark vision.
But you wouldn't anymore if we take a long rest.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I want Katanga to be a centaur a little bit longer. Is that metagaming or is it allowed?
Well, your choice: be level 4 or have Katenga be a centaur. Up to you.
I would rather be level 4 because trying to unlevel in D&D Beyond is very difficult.
Yes. All right, let's have a long rest then.
But I'm happy to set it at night, I suppose.
St. Hogan's comment. It's not metagaming, it's horsing around.
That's so good.
Okay, long rest.
Okay, so you guys set up camp. I assume you set basic watches. Nothing of note happens. You take your long rest. Congratulations, you are now level 4. Sometime in the night, Katenga's lower half becomes Genasi again rather than horse.
Instantaneously or gradually?
It's instantaneous.
Yeah, so I imagine, like, as a centaur, I would have gone to sleep standing up, and then just at some point just like falling on my face.
Yep. You definitely face plant around like 7 p.m.
Oh. Look down at my legs, like, did we dream that?
I assume one of us was awake to watch this happen.
I mean, it sounds like Ankali was, so yeah, Ankali just sees this happen.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Was I a horse person?
Well, I believe you said you were a centaur specifically, but
Oh.
How do you feel about that?
It's a lot to process. It's been a day. Undead creatures fighting through mirrors. I turned into a chicken and then became a horse.
It would seem to me that magic is a very fickle thing in this place.
It's a very wise thing to say, Kali. Well, anyway, I'm gonna get more of a rest. I'm gonna try and sleep standing up again, just out of confusion.
Okay, it takes Katenga several tries, but he is eventually able to find his sleep. So he eventually compromises maybe by sitting up, like against the edge of the temple.
Just kind of slopes backwards.
Yeah. Yeah. So you finish your long rest. It's now like 11 p.m. Your wounds have healed. Your magic is restored.
My gun's reloaded.
Gun is reloaded. Yeah.
Yay.
Are we going to set out, folks?
Yes.
Yes, I believe we are.
Great. So you have about 400 pounds of the 1,000-pound boulder in the bag of holding. I gave you guys a bag of holding so that I wouldn't have to deal with encumbrance, and now we're dealing with encumbrance. Can the three of you who can carry things, like, please estimate how much gold you're carrying, like, on your person? I will remind you that, Misery, you no longer have a bag. Your bag was destroyed.
Oh,
I mean, it's golden.
Okay, my carrying capacity is 225 pounds, so I could still have an additional, let's say, 100 pounds of gold on me.
Does Misery need to keep her equipment in the bag of holding? Because some of Misery's gold's gonna need to leave the bag of holding for that time.
Yes. My equipment is about 66 pounds.
Okay, so in that case, our equipment together would be 130 pounds. So we'd be down to like 350 pounds of gold.
Fine.
We can sort out the details of this later, but you just assume I have all the stuff that's not on your person.
Okay. Cheers.
Okay. So Ankali has like 100 pounds of gold. Katanga has like...
When Misery was like, oh, I need a place to store my stuff. Just like, oh, really?
Yeah, so details may be to be worked out later, but Ankali has approximately 100 pounds of gold. Katanga has, let's say, 50-ish. Dr. Turnip's bag has maybe 350, and the rest of you have your stuff somehow. Yes.
I'm easy breezy.
Great. Yeah, so you carry on into the night, carry on walking through the forest. Those of you who are keeping watch at sunset heard, the insects coming out, sort of nice hum of fantasy cicadas. You heard the birds get a little excited at dusk, and now they're pretty quiet. A nice owl swoops overhead at some point. But then a little ways along the path, you notice something, and I was not anticipating having this encounter at night, so you guys are going to say fun science facts while I set up the darkness on this map real quickly.
What should we say? Fun science facts?
I was trying to find how big 100 pounds of gold is, but...
I think we did cover this last time when Hogan informed us how big the large boulder the size of the small boulder worth of gold would be.
Yes.
Yes.
So in this time, I'm just gonna use a cantrip and produce flame in one hand, just so that I can see a little bit better.
Yeah.
Okay. How many feet is your produce flame?
It is 10 feet.
10 feet of bright light coming out of Katanga.
Turnip would have had a torch lit
sorry.
When we set off, just because otherwise I can't see. Which is bright light 20-foot radius, dim light for 20 feet as well.
I was going to say it's bright light for 10 and dim light for 10.
Amazing. Okay, bright light for 10, and then I don't even know what directional light is. Low light for another 10.
So, fun science facts. A lot of deep sea creatures are unable to detect actual colors and things. They can only detect the difference between light and dark, because so many colors are filtered out at those depths that they don't need to be able to see colors, because it wouldn't actually help them. You just need to be able to tell when something basically fluoresces or phosphoresces.
Or conversely, there are various animals that can see in greater range of colors than we can, such as mantis shrimps and birds of prey.
Yes.
And fish who lived in office, some of them can see in UV hunting.
Yes.
Like zebrafish.
Yeah, apparently I'm carrying like a 13-centimeter cube of gold.
That's how strong you are. You managed to make it cube shapes.
Yeah. Squeeze it in.
I mean, that is good news, because the opening of the bag of holding is only 2 feet in diameter. So that I assume that the gold in the bag has been broken up somewhat, so it fits through the hole.
I assume it's like when you're buying fudge at a shop and they just kind of keep on like whacking off a little bit extra to get it to the right amount.
Yes.
Yeah. And gold is very malleable in its pure form, so yeah.
Very malleable.
Yeah. Okay,
Listen,
so hopefully
if I run out of bullets, I'm using the gold to make more. It's gonna be terrible.
But it looks so cool.
But we're gonna do it.
Okay, so hopefully on Roll20, you guys can now see a map that bears a startling resemblance to last week's map. Hopefully each of you can see only what your character sees. So, Ankali, hopefully you have 60 feet of golden tinted dark vision. Misery, hopefully you have 120 feet of red tinted dark vision. And hopefully Katenga and Turnip are currently emitting light. Misery... Sorry, Ankali?
I don't know why I would have dark vision. I'm a totally normal human, as we established.
Totally normal human, of course. Can't see in the dark at all. And Misery, as you have the best dark vision by far, you're the one to notice this first. That up ahead on the path, as you guys have been climbing the gorge, there is a ghost of a human dressed in a way that seems like local to this valley, just standing on the path, just sort of mouth open, just going and then when the ghost noticed you guys, starts rushing towards you. So I need everyone to roll initiative, please.
Oh no. Oh my goodness. Well, that's welcome to my best roll ever.
Natural 2! That's my song that I sing. I roll
15. Oh wait, I'm going first.
So I got an 11.
Okay, 11 for Katenga.
Sorry, 6.
6 for Dr. Turnip. Misery?
15.
15 for Misery. And Kali?
9.
9. And the ghost. How are we doing, ghost? How much can a horse carry? That is not the tab of a ghost. Hello, ghost. Your dex is +1.
If Ankali had stayed, if the tongue had stayed a centaur, maybe we could have had more gold.
It looks like about 20% of their body weight. Is how much a horse can carry. How much Katenga weighs? I don't know. But, okay. Misery, you are up first. You see a ghost has rushed towards you. Let's say they've taken a surprise round and used their movement to rush towards you. So the ghost is now where they are on the map. What are you doing?
Well done. That would be a bonus action, I think. Okay. I would like to cast Thaumaturgy, my cantrip, to make like a miracle happen. So what do I have to do? Casting time is 1 action. I would like for my voice to boom as I use a bonus action to say infernal stop, and then I would like for it to boom all around because I didn't expect it. I'm freaked out and I'm using what I have at my will at my hand.
Great. That sounds like an intimidation check, and you can roll with advantage because of thaumaturgy.
Thank you. I'm gonna need that advantage. Oh, just dropped an earphone. Okay, the first one was 10 altogether, the second one 18.
18. The ghost was rushing towards you, and when you start booming at it, it doesn't speak Infernal, but it seems like very scared of this, like a tiefling just yelling at it in a language that it didn't speak in life. So it turns its attention towards Dr. Turnip. You've successfully deflected it away from you. Anything else that you want to do with your turn?
I go, and that's it.
Great. Katenga, it's now your turn.
Is this ghost corporeal?
It seems pretty incorporeal.
Okay. I am gonna like take the flame that's in my hand, kind of run my other hand over it to kind of curl it into a fireball, and cast my produce flame at it.
Cool.
Which definitely not. I'm definitely not firebending, and that's 22 to hit.
Yeah.
And that's gonna be. Oh, where's my dice? That's the one. 7 points of damage if it hits.
7 points of fire damage?
Fire damage.
Cool. Your fire damage, you just throw it at the ghost. You hit it no problem. It doesn't seem to have any sort of really armor or shielding or anything. But the elemental magic does not do as much damage as you expect. Anything else with your turn?
No of this. I'm just going to stay where I am.
Cool. You also, hey, what's your passive perception? 13. With a 13, you notice that the bamboo to your right is starting to kind of rustle a little bit.
Oh no. Okay. Yep. Have a little like look to that and just like something in the bamboo. Hopefully everyone can hear me.
Cool. And Kali.
Okie dokie. So I'm gonna punch the ghost.
Excellent.
That will be a 18 to hit.
Yep.
When I say punch, I actually mean use my chakram.
Cool.
That is 8 points of damage, or
8 points of damage. Cool. Your chakram isn't magical, right?
Nope.
Cool.
My fist, yeah.
Yeah, your weapon does some damage, but the ghost is also incorporeal, so it's going through the ghost, and it's kind of a weird sensation.
Most intriguing. I'm just gonna follow that up with the martial arts. I'm gonna just roundhouse kick the ghost as well. Just to...
Cool.
That will be a 25 to hit.
Oh yes.
That'll be. Where's my brain gone? 8 damage, reduced to whatever it's reduced to.
Yes. Yeah. 8 damage does damage, but not as much as you think. Anything else on your turn?
I think that's about it.
Cool. It's now the ghost's turn. The ghost had been running towards Dr. Turnip, but now there is a monk in her way. So she is going to go after you. She is going to cast Withering Touch on you. And Kali, that is a 22 to hit. Yep. I rolled really terrible, so that is 7 plus 3 is 10 points of necrotic damage as the ghost's hand just like swipes through your face and you feel very cold. That is what she does. Dr. Turnip, your turn.
I am going to start by flying 30 feet up into the air, which is a thing that I can do because I have wings. And yes. My main thing is ranged attacks. Because I learned my lesson after last time. I will then aim my pistol at the ghost. And I would still be able to see the ghost if I'm holding onto my torch, right?
Yeah.
In which case I will take a chance. Which will be a 24 to hit.
Yes, that hits.
Cool. And that is going to be 10 points of non-magical pierce damage.
Excellent. You shoot the ghost. It's a wisp of ghostliness sort of dissolves, but not as much as you'd expect. Anything else with your turn? Cool.
No, I don't really have any bonus actions. So, will be it.
Great. Okay. Initiative count 20. You are 30 feet in the air, Dr. Turnip, so you are not affected. Yeah. However, Katenga is next to the bamboo that was rustling, so the bamboo is going to reach out and try to give you a nice little hug, Katenga. Can you make a dexterity saving throw, please?
The bamboo is going to try and give me a hug.
The bamboo is giving you a nice hug. It just wants to say hello.
Yeah, that's 21.
Yeah, you reject the hug. You are not grappled by the bamboo. And the rest of you just see the plants just start to come alive and kind of flail out. Misery, it's your turn.
This is not a friend of Henry Crabgrass, this bamboo. It doesn't know consent.
But you say grass. Bamboo are actually part of the grass family.
Yep.
Which always surprises people.
Dagmar, your audio is choppy again, if you want to reset that.
Misery?
Misery, you're muted.
Sorry. Is bamboo flammable? Just seeing if anyone's got a science fact.
I imagine it being quite difficult to set bamboo on fire because it's very, very woody and quite hard.
It would depend on how dry it is.
Yeah, it depends whether it's rained recently.
Okay, alright. I just tried to Google it. It's recommended some personal unsecured online loans. So let's leave that.
Is Misery taking notes about those? It's like,
I hope my sound...
Well, now I've got all this gold mirror, I could give some loans. Ooh, why? Okay, I'm going to try a cantrip. I would like to cast... Oh, wait, does it have to be a person? A creature? Ooh.
You can go Sir Creatures. Yeah, you're fine.
Okay, I want to cast Infestation on the ghost to cover it in bugs.
Amazing.
Intriguing.
Yes.
I don't know if it got lost, but I was saying, first of all, bamboo is not very flammable. But also bamboo is a type of grass. So that's fun.
Oh, it's grass. Great.
Yeah, bamboo being grass sounds like an inspiration die. But okay, so you're casting Infestation on the ghost. What happen? Is that an attack roll or
Constitution 15.
Constitution 15 save. Yeah, that's a fail.
Okay, so it takes 1d6 poison damage and moves 5 feet in a random direction.
Cool.
Oh wait, and I need to roll d4 for the direction. Let me do that. For myself. Direction is 1, which means it's going to the north. Oh wait, am I north? Oh shit.
Well, Ankali's north, so it's now in Ankali's space.
Oh, I'm so sorry. But it's covered in bugs, if that helps.
Okay.
Surfing, I must admit.
End turn. I'm so sorry.
Cool. Yeah, you didn't tell me how much poison damage it takes, but that's okay because it seems immune to poison. Sorry about that. Right. Katenga, what are we doing?
So I've just had this grass bamboo try to grapple me. I'm gonna be very, very confused. I'm quite far away from the ghost, so I'm gonna turn and I'm gonna try and set the grass on fire. I know it'll be difficult, but I'm gonna take out Produce Flame again.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. Which would be that is a 13 to hit.
Yeah, you set the plants nearest you ablaze. How much damage do they take?
They take 4 points of fire damage.
Yeah, the bamboo that was trying to hug you is now wiggling as though in pain, and there is fire over here.
Oh wow! I feel quite bad about it. Don't like the fact that I'm destroying a bit of nature, but has to be done. I think I'm just gonna back away from the fire.
Sensible.
Yeah, that's me.
Cool. Back away from the fire. Okay, and Kali, there is a ghost just in your space. What are you doing?
Okay, so I am going to slash the ghost again with my chakram. I think a 23 should hit.
Yes.
Let's go my purple dice. Ooh, maximum damage, even if it is reduced afterwards. So that'll be 11 slashing there.
Excellent.
And then I'm going to use Flurry of Blows. The first of which I'm going to convert into a Hands of Healing. So I'm just going to sort of like focus it, and my sort of tiger tattoos light up, and I heal 1d4 plus 3 damage. And that was a 3, so that's nice. 6 total. And then I'm going to punch. Does a 13 hit?
Yes.
Oh, good. And that will be. I really can't add today. 7 halved, I assume, so 3.
Excellent.
And
okay.
I will move out of the ghost.
Okay. Which way are you moving out?
I'm going to move left, as of what way we see it on the screen, so I can.
Cool. So there.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. Yeah, so as you spend a key point to do your flurry of blows, your tiger tattoos glow golden, and stab punch. The ghost seems very angry at you. It's in fact now her turn, so she turns to you, and she's going to do another withering touch at you, and she misses completely. That's just a big fail, and she looks very angry about this. Dr. Turnip, it's now your turn.
Okay. I hope my audio is okay.
Currently?
Yep.
Okay. I don't know what's happening. Everything says it's fine on my end, so we'll just keep our fingers crossed. I'm going to take another shot at the ghost. We'll see what happens with that. Will a 7, no, and 15 hit?
15 hits, yes.
For 12 points of piercing damage on that one.
Great. So yeah, torch in one hand, gun in the other. She's sort of just at the edge of your range, but you can see her just fine. Boom, you shoot her.
Yeah. Cool. And that will be my attack. My turn.
Amazing. Misery.
Okay. I'm noticing everyone's using physical attacks. So I've got 2 daggers, and my bonus is 2 weapon fighting. So I'm gonna throw them at the ghost.
Great.
So one definitely hit. I rolled nat 20.
Yes.
And then the other one's an 11 plus 2, 13.
Oh yeah. 11 would hit, but a 13 definitely hits.
Okay, awesome. So that is 6 piercing damage from 1.
You get to double the dice roll for
Yeah, I've done that.
You did that, yeah.
Yeah,
Great.
and then the other's 3 piercing damage. So 9 piercing damage in total.
Great. So you take your 2 daggers out of your belt, I guess, a holster maybe, I don't know, and you throw them. One hits her sort of square in the chest, goes through her, but still does damage, and the other sort of glances off her shoulder, doing only a little bit. Anything else with your turn?
I just go, fuck yeah, and that's it.
Great. Katenga, your turn.
Is the grass still doing anything? I'm completely distracted by the grass.
Yeah, so the fire only lasted 6 seconds, and it's now sort of fizzled out because it's only a cantrip.
Okay.
But you seem to have, like, dissuaded the grass from trying to hug you again. You have made your lack of consent very clear.
Okay, I was going to cast Gust and try and make the fire bigger, so I'm glad I didn't have to do that. Right. I am going to... I'm going to join in, I guess, and see that like everybody else is physically attacking this ghost, and so I'd like to move towards it.
Yep.
And I'm going to take... What am I going to do? Which of these two am I going to use? I'm going to just take 2 swipes with my dagger with two-handed fighting. Which will do 16 to hit.
Yep, that hits.
And 17 to hit.
Yep, also hits.
So that is going to be, where's the dice? These 2. That is going to be 14 points of slashing damage.
14 points of slashing damage total. Yeah, with your 2 daggers out, and you're unhappy about having to kill some plants. Stab, stab. And she kind of, sorry, choking. Yeah, you, stab, stab. She looks deeply unhappy.
Really sorry.
Sorry, you make her choke and she starts coughing. That's how unhappy she is. You have damaged her windpipe. Yeah, is that the end of your turn?
Yes, that's everything I'm doing.
Great. And Kali.
Okay.
She's looking real bad. She's like, most of her form is gone. Only a little bit of sort of ectoplasm remains, but she's still focusing on you.
I'm going to stick to my plan because that's all I've got for this level. That all hits. It's a 19 plus 7, I think.
Yep.
So good. So that is 7 damage, so 3 presumably.
Sorry. Yes.
Yep.
Yep.
And let's go for another. So that should hit. That's 15.
Yes. Please describe how you land the killing blow on the ghost.
I think I sort of like reach up with my sort of like tiger tattoos like glowing, and I sort of somehow grab her by the throat, and then I'm going, "I'm sorry, my friend," and just sort of like break the sort of magic that holds her together.
Great. You break her last tether to this plane, and as she fades, you hear a whisper in your ear of, "This valley will one day be ours again." And she fades out. And combat is over.
Nice.
This was a disconcerting little parting message that the spirit gave me. It said to me, "This valley will one day be ours again." So, whether this is
Sorry, please continue. I just wonder who she means by ours.
I mean,
Well,
the dead, I would assume.
yes, that halfling said something very similar, didn't he? I'll fly back down and I'll turn to Onkali. Sorry, would you mind holding this torch for me so I could reload my gun?
I hold the torch.
Thank you. No, I will reload because I do need a spare hand for that.
Did anyone else see the grass trying to? Did I imagine? I feel like I'm imagining a lot today. Did anyone see the grass trying to strangle me?
No, that did seem to be a thing that happened.
Okay.
I have no idea what you're talking about. I was not paying attention to that. No.
No, me neither. I was focused on the ghost. Does seem like the sort of thing that might happen here.
Okay, can I also ask, and Callie saw it, Dr. Misery, did you see that I was a horse earlier?
Yes, my darling, I did.
You
Okay.
said actually that was an offensive term and you were a centaur?
Oh,
But you let me ride you.
I did see that as well, yes.
This has been a day.
And a night.
Indeed.
I'm still going.
Can we loot the ghost?
The ghost has vanished. There's nothing to loot.
Cool. Just checking.
Oh,
Ectoplasm.
can I pick my daggers up?
I'm gonna just scribble down some notes before I take the torch back from Onkali.
Is there anything sort of history-wise? I feel like this did come up last session, but Alex is pants at remembering things. Like, was there any particular historical source of like the undead in this valley?
You can roll a history check to see what Ankali would know above and beyond what was described last session.
18.
18. Yeah. So what was established last session was simply that before the Merah came, there were lots of undead in the valley, and then the Merah and the humanoids worked together to set up this magical shield that not only stopped there from being magic, but also repelled the undead. With an 18, you would know that these undead have sort of always been here, that there are legends going back thousands of years of very sort of valley typical undead, and sort of each sort of pocket of valley in the mountain range as a whole has their own sort of like superstitions of how to deal with the undead, has their own undeads that sort of that specialize in their particular region, has lots of like local words for the undead. Yeah. Does that answer your question?
I mean, as much as it's going to, I think. I relay that. It's like, it does seem like the undead have had a long historical presence in this place, but I wonder what it is that brought them here to begin with.
It's certainly a very good question.
Well, it's getting
Shall
late.
we carry on?
We should carry on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you want a torch, Ankali? I've got a few more.
My training has made me have less need for it than most.
Perfectly fair. Well, just let me know if I can lend you a torch.
Much appreciated, Doctor.
Coast looks clear to me.
Great. And so our party carries on hiking through the dark, damp, now slightly spookier forest. A few hours pass. It's now very deep into the night. That's not how time works. A few hours passed. It's now getting close towards dawn. And you've passed to the depth of the night, and
it's your world. You make it how you like.
Yeah, night lasts a very long time here. And those of you with the higher passive perception, and Kali, you notice this first. The smell of the air is starting to change. At night, you've been hiking through this very sort of earthy smell. You've smelled the mud and the sort of like the tannins in the water sort of beneath you in the gorge. You're starting to smell sulfur. And it's starting to heat up a bit. It had cooled down in the night, not the heat of the day, but there's sort of heat starting to come from the rocks, and the water that's like coming down occasionally, and rivulets from the cliffs feels just a little bit warm.
Is anyone else noticing that? Are we perhaps passing through something of a volcanic area that anyone knows?
If we notice it, then I feel like I would as well. Yeah.
Yeah. When Ankali points this out, it's clear to you this beginnings of volcanic-y bits. Are you going to change your behavior in any way, or just like fun volcano?
I'm ready. I'm resistant to fire. I'm living my best life.
I'm not touching the ground.
I feel if we just are aware of any increase in smells for now and change our path accordingly if necessary.
I wouldn't want to inhale any toxic fumes, would we?
Yes, and probably don't drink the water.
Well, we have our jug. Misery's new jug. It makes lemonade. Possibly other things. We haven't tested it out.
Just lemonade. It's just lemonade.
It just like literally Sprite or something.
Oh God!
When I got my hands on the jug, my first temptation was to ask it to fill with mayonnaise, and I decided that wouldn't be appropriate.
No, I would have taken
That is evil.
This is a very different
with
setting.
thoughts of potentially harmful gases in the air, I'm gonna just stop breathing. I have unending breath as an air genasi. I can do it.
Wow.
I mean, incidentally, as a totally normal human, I don't breathe.
Yep. So half your party is not breathing as you continue walking towards the source of this heat and sulfur smell. You carry on up ahead, and you see this sort of like a flat bit in front of you, and the river is still running, of course, but it's sort of like pools a little bit ahead, and then is carried on. And you see in the middle of this flat bit, there's rocks, and there seem to be some small sort of like chittering creatures on the rocks who are just like absolutely panicked. There are 5 of them. They're sort of like large cat-sized, a little bulkier, sort of dark-colored. A little hard to see any more details without getting closer, but one of them seems to notice you, and the panic sort of increases as they're just sort of like squeaking and chittering in like clear panic. And the sulfur smell is very, very strong in this sort of like flat bit.
We need to help them.
Can I insight check the source of their panic?
Absolutely. This sounds like a survival check.
Okay. I'm not quite as good at that, but I still rolled a 19, so that is 22.
Yay.
22. Yes. You're wondering why these things are panicking. You're smelling the sulfur. You're looking around to sort of at the geology, and you realize that the water around here is very hot, and that there's a very clear circle around a particular point. And yeah, with a 22, you realize that this seems to be an active location of a geyser. It seems to be that like hot water is maybe about to explode from the ground, and these small animals are stuck on some rocks and are worried that they're going to get hit by the next geyser explosion.
Okay, so I will. So they're cat-sized ish.
Ish, yeah, a little bigger.
So let me just check how some of my monk nonsense works. So are they on the same level of us as well?
Yeah, so you've sort of like climbed up a bit and are sort of looking out over this like flat area, and they're now at your elevation.
Okay, so and how far away are they from us?
Like 100 meters.
Okay. So I will dash in to help them.
Okay, so and Kali just takes off, starts running.
I'll follow flying.
Okay. Dr. Turnip, things are hot, but you're in the air, so you're okay. And Kali, as you're running, the ground beneath you is very, very hot. There's moisture on the ground, and it's beginning to eat through your boots. And seems like it's going to do some damage if you keep running. It's very toasty right now.
Okay. In that case, I will do. Let me just. I will throw in a step of the wind, so I'm covering more ground.
Okay,
So
cool.
heroic.
So you're just running. You see the glow of the tiger tattoos as the key is invoked, and booking it for the cute creatures. Dr. Turnip is flying. What are the other 2 of you doing?
Are there any walls around, or is it just like a very large open area?
Yeah, so there are cliff edges, but they're back a ways. It's a pretty large open area. And there are sort of like piles of rocks, like the ones that the small critters are on, kind of scattered about the area, and like little pools as well. I assume that Enkal is avoiding the pools. But...
Yeah.
And these creatures got more panicked once they saw us as well, so...
Almost like they seem to be trying to attract your attention, you figure.
Oh, okay. Katanga is just going to sprint towards and not really take much notice about what's happening under his feet.
Okay. Cool.
I'll just be skipping towards. I'm enjoying it. I like the heat. I like the fire. Let's go.
Great. So those of you who are touching the ground, I need some dexterity saving throws. And Kali, your step of the winding, so you can have advantage.
To address
Natural
the comment
20.
in the chat, I'm assuming Dr. Turnip is flying higher than normal because of the hot air rising from the ground.
16.
I'm not going to fight it. I'm just trying to get there, and then we'll dive.
Great. So 16.
I got 3.
3, okay.
And a natural 20.
Natural 20. Okay, so Misery, you take 3 points of fire damage and 3 points of acid damage. I assume you're resistant to fire, so 1 of fire.
Yeah.
And Katanga and Ankala, you take each 1 of fire and 1 of acid, as you are booking it towards these small critters. Because Ankali's Step of the Winding and is a monk and is really fast anyway, it's 1 round, 1 saving throw for Ankali to get there. Misery and Katanga, if you want to keep running, it will be another round of dexterity saving throws, or you can turn around and go back. What do you want to do?
Booking it. I'll take another dex save.
Misery?
Yeah, I'll go for it. Fuck it.
Great. 2 more dex saves.
That's an 18.
Save again?
14!
Great, that's also a save. Okay, so you take each 1 point of fire and acid. Technically in D&D we round it's minimum 1, but Misery, whatever, you can take 0 of fire.
Cool.
Tiefling privilege. Great. So Ankala, you got there first, and then a few seconds later, Misery and Katanga follow.
Right.
Sorry? Yeah?
I was just gonna say, like, jump up orbital ones, and then I sort of like hold out my buff shoulder.
Getting closer, how heavy do these things look?
That's an amazing question.
No. No, we can't do this.
They weigh between 11 and 36 kilograms, so the 24 to 79 pounds. Yeah, so they are actually much bigger than cats. I don't understand how cats work, apparently. They're not the size of a coyote, in fact. I did my research.
Yeah, they're different.
How many can Ankali hold? Because
well,
I think Turnip can't carry one because it looks like these things are about her size.
So I've got 125. Wait, how much is? I've got 121 pounds of spare carrying weight at this point, even with my 100.
That would be about 2.
Wait, I thought we said they were about 30 pounds.
Yeah, they're these ones are on the smaller side.
Oh, okay,
yeah,
sorry,
so they're about 30 pounds. Yeah, so to explain to our audience what these things are, because clearly the players know. So these are Binturongs. So these are yeah, about coyote size and not cats. They've got these like kind of grumpy looking faces and these big long whiskers. They're sort of black and brown all the way down.
They smell like popcorn.
And they smell like popcorn. They've got very long fur. They look like, I don't know, if you crossed a bear with an otter or something.
I think one of their local names is Bearcat or something like that.
Yeah, they're Bearcats.
I mean, I will suggest we can put one in the bag of holding just to get it to safety, but we can fit
guys,
one in there.
I'm not holding anything. I forgot. I gave all my stuff to other people.
I mean, I can carry 120 pounds of Binturongs.
My question
Yeah,
isn't how much
that's
weight
cool.
you can carry. My question is, can you hold on to 5 panicked creatures at the same time?
Can they hang on to me? Is also a question. Just being hugged by Binturongs 360. That's living the dream.
Yeah, I mean, this sounds like an animal handling check. Let's see how many Binturongs you can convince to climb onto you.
That is.
Can I cast Beast Bond on one of them?
Absolutely.
Oh no!
Oh no.
You rolled in that one.
Yep, I rolled that one.
Okay, all 5 Binturongs climb onto you at once, and they are panicked, and they don't seem to quite understand that you're trying to help them, and they knock you over, and you just barely miss getting knocked into the acid pool. So you're casting Beast Bond on one of them. What does that do?
So I can establish a telepathic link with one of these beasts.
Yes.
and then I can command it and telepathically communicate simple emotions and
Yes.
concepts.
Yes, and get advantage on attack rolls if... Yeah, cool. But that sounds like a leveled spell, so D10,
Yep.
D100, please.
Yep.
You turn into an additional Binturong.
I'm fine with that. I will play a Binturong. That's a 91 and a 3.
A 91 and a 3.
Support our charity and we'll make a Binturong playable race.
Okay. As the spell is cast, the spell does go through. However, the 4 of you and the 5 Binturongs are now shrouded in darkness. That
Ooh.
even vision cannot penetrate unless any of you have blind sight. So this is the nat 1 failure. So this happens first, and then this is what causes the Binturongs to panic so much that they knock over Ankali.
Yes.
Okay, so I've touched. To cast this, I'll have touched one of them, so I can have my hand on it anyway, and just I know this is strange. I know it's weird. We're here to help. Please tell your friends that we're here to help, and we'll get you out of here.
Help! Help! You're here to help. Oh, help! Help! Okay. Binturongs, fellow friends, they're here to help. Help! Okay. And yeah, and the Binturongs seem to calm down at that. One of them, climbs onto you, Katanga, the one that you charmed, sort of up and over your shoulder. You now have a nice Binturong scarf. One of them climbs onto you, Misery. How do you wish to hold your Binturong?
I would like it to be round my neck, almost like a little boa.
Like a popcorn feather boa.
Yes.
Great. This involves slightly more claws and slightly more wriggling than the one that Katanga charmed, but with some Binturongs sort of squeaking at each other, they work it out. And Ankali, you now have 3 Binturongs. How do you wish to drape them over your body?
I'm like fireman's carrying one, and I've got one under an arm, and the other one is probably just wrapped around my waist.
Great. Yeah. So one slung over your back, one under your arm like an unruly toddler, and one has decided to become a belt.
Yes.
Excellent.
Can I, to assist, can I fly out of the darkness in the direction that would have been safety, just based on what we saw beforehand?
Yeah.
And I would like to druid craft a sound, a continuous sound, basically, to try to help guide people come this direction.
Amazing. Yes, you start doing that.
Something on the ground, a path of some kind of different texture, basically, is probably better. And I'll just be telling them come this way, come this way.
Absolutely. So Dr. Turnip flies out and starts trying to give them directions out of the cloud of darkness. Luckily, the cloud seems stationary; it doesn't follow Katanga. So
I hadn't even thought about that.
But as you folks are starting to, are you going? Okay, so the closest bit of where you think safety might be, judging from where the rocks are and sort of the path of the splashing and acid, it's closer to get back from where you came, or you could press forward, but that's a slightly longer distance. Which way do you want to go?
I'd probably press on.
Press on, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Forward.
rather than go back.
I'll throw another step of the wind into that as well.
Great.
As
Okay.
we're doing that, can I just say about the smell of popcorn, for anyone who's watching who doesn't know why? It's to do with the strange way in which Binturongs pee is they have a strange squat, and it means that whenever they pee on themselves. They can't help it. They pee on their tails, they pee on their feet. And they've got it's acetylpyrroline, a chemical compound in their pee that is the same compound that makes popcorn have the smell that it does when it's cooked. Smells great. If you're being around Binturongs, they smell amazing. Yeah, so I imagine it smells great in this volcanic.
Just a very tangential bonus science fact. And speaking of animals that smell weirdly of food type thing, are any of you familiar with castoreum from beavers?
Yes.
Mm-mm.
I think
Yeah.
so.
So it's basically beaver scent glands, which they have sort of near their tail / butt. They basically make, is it like a raspberry, I want to say, kind of smell? Like beaver ass glands basically were used in like perfumes and food additives up until the early 1900s.
Mm-hmm.
So if you want raspberry flavored corn, you got your glands sorted there.
We do love
That's
some glands
amazing.
on this show.
Amazing. I mean, those both sound like science facts worthy of an inspiration dice. I will also throw in that crested auklets smell like tangerines.
Oh, that's a fun one.
But yeah, so with Dr. Turnip out of the darkness making sounds to guide your way, you folks with your Binturongs start sprinting out, and the earth starts rumbling and shaking a bit. I am going to need a dexterity saving throw to see how well you're able to avoid this geyser that's about to explode all over you folks.
Yeah. I'm guessing I'm making this one as well because it's going up into the air.
It is indeed, yeah.
23.
I'm
Yeah,
going to
that's
use my
success.
inspiration dice at this point.
19.
Also a
Oh,
success.
Only 13 for me.
That's a failure.
Yeah, that's what I assumed.
17.
17's a success. Okay. So that's, wow, double ones. Good job, guy. I swear to God, I rolled 46 and they're all 4 ones. The Binturongs have blessed you. They have like inspired you to run even faster. You are running the fastest you ever have in your life. Dr. Turnip has found a really good path for you. It's this combination of things.
Slightly distracted.
Wow, yes, these are 4 ones in front of me. Yeah, so those of you who failed take 2 points of fire and 2 points of acid. A success is 1 point of each. Misery with resistance to fire. I don't remember if you success or failed, but so yeah, so either 1 or 0 for the fire bit. So yeah, the geyser explodes sort of up far in the air. We're talking like Yosemite Old Faithful levels, so only Misery can see how far it goes. It goes well beyond the dark vision and well beyond the torches. But you folks are able to mostly get to safety. Just a little bit of splatters get you as the steam and hot water fall. Good job.
Yeah, sort of carefully let the Binturongs get down. It's like, are you okay, little ones?
Yeah, the 3 who are on you just start like chirping and cheeping and looking very grateful. Katanga, the one that you're bound to, is like, "Save, you saved us. Thank you, thanks."
They say thank you.
Well, they're adorable,
They're
aren't they?
Binturongs.
And then the 4 who aren't charmed scamper off to even greater safety. The one who is charmed just kind of looks at you, sort of like awaiting orders. And you just stare at each other in silence for a bit.
Does someone to kidnap a Binturong is the question at this point.
Yes, I do. I want to have a Binturong. I want to keep a Binturong. Yeah.
Are we friends? Friends? Can I go with you on an adventure? Yeah?
I mean, it's a big question. Of course you can. Of course you can.
Yay!
Do you have a name?
No, what do you want to call me?
Well, before I have a name in my head, but if the chat want to tell us a name, or if someone else wants to say a name, Benny from Hogan. Benny's not bad.
I do want to point out that taking animals out of their native habitat to take them on an adventure is bad. Don't do this.
I don't think that we are leaving the habitat too much, are we? We're not leaving this valley.
I don't know. I feel like Binturongs don't disperse very far. I don't know this as a fact.
Well, don't
I feel
say
like
it
they
then.
might
You
have
don't
a home
know.
range.
Establish the facts first, Dagmar.
I will, but
Is it
it's
just
not
somebody
good
called
to
Lemon?
take animals from one place and then release them somewhere else, even if they're in the same environment, because it could seriously disrupt them.
Well,
and the habitats.
Binti the Binturong is coming with me.
Binti. Okay.
Binti.
Binti the Binturong thinks this is a marvelous idea, climbs back up onto you, and is telling you what a brave adventurer you are and how grateful they are to be rescued. And it's a fabulous time. This also seems like a really great stopping point for a break, given that it's 8:20. So should we reconvene at 8:30 with Binti the Binturong and the adventurers ready to press on?
Right before we head off, just to say that the ranges of male Binturongs range between 0.9 and 6.1 square kilometers. The average home range of a radio-collared female in a specific national park was estimated about 4 square kilometers. So we can take it with us, but maybe not too far.
Well, Binti
If we
is
wanted to be
thankful in
responsible.
Nice.
And for those who want a playable Binturong race for 5th edition D&D, we are still £79 off our goal, and if we hit 500, we'll make you a Binturong race. How about that?
You know you want it. More Binturongs
Yes.
for everyone.
So, we'll see you here in now 9 minutes. Enjoy whatever Sam's playing in the meantime. Nothing. Go have a break. And we're back. I'm not Catherine. Here's Catherine. Just putting this out here, chats. Taking animals out of the wild to keep as pets is bad in real life. Just gonna say clearly. Nothing to do with Binti the Binturong. Don't go steal Binturongs in real life from the wild. I will find you, and I will steal it and release it again where you found it.
Probably hug it first, but then release.
I will hug it first. This is true.
I feel like, from a scientific point of view, that if it was taken from the wild and then you took it back to release it, that would also be bad. And that at that point, it probably should just be put to sleep.
If it was a wild animal, it should be returned to the wild.
Depends how long it is between it's been taken, I guess. And
yes,
depends what kind of animal it is.
To humans, it should not be returned to the wild. It should be kept in a zoo or similar facility. If I find you and you're like, this is the Binturong I took from the wild yesterday, I am hitting you in the head and I am taking it back to where you found it.
In other Binturong related news, I now have popcorn.
Amazing.
Oh, jealous.
All right, let's get back.
Can we the magic jar with popcorn, like chat suggested?
We can try it.
Oh yeah, I can try.
Okay, folks. So having mostly escaped a geyser, having rescued 5 Binturongs, 4 of which are now living their best Binturong lives, one of which thinks Katenga is the best thing ever, because he is, obviously. You are now continuing up the gorge. Is there anything in particular you guys want to do, or just carry on with this hiking adventure?
I just want to have a little conversation with them, like, get out of your...
Oh, we lost you.
You faded out.
I'm back.
Yep.
You're back.
I just want to have like a little conversation with Binti, just out of earshot of everyone else.
Yeah, hi.
And just be like, I'm really glad you're here. It's nice to have a friend around.
Yeah, I'm glad to be here too.
There was There was another like you in the past, and it's just nice to have familiarity around.
Aww. Sorry, there's an amazing echo. I don't know, maybe I'm the only person who can hear it, but
I can't hear it.
No, me neither.
No, this is just a Catherine thing. Oh my god. Binti the Binturong looks incredibly distracted, but is like, oh my god, I can't handle this echo. Sorry, I will fix this in a sec. But yeah, he's like nodding and just looks really happy to be with you.
Hopefully, I'm gonna look after you, okay? You can stay with me. And that's it.
My new theory right now is that Katanga accidentally killed his previous familiar.
Is it like an entirely off-brand, like Cloud Yak or something? That was your previous.
You haven't heard this conversation.
I know. This is metagaming pondering.
Then I just shout across. Oh, sorry. Go for it.
Our DM will be with us again shortly.
Yeah.
Just sorting out that audio issue.
I'm just going to check in on both Dr. Turnip and Misery. Like, are you both okay?
Yeah, no?
Just a few slight burns from that geyser. Never encountered one in real life before. I've heard about them, of course.
Nice to be somewhere a bit infernal, you know. Just really makes a girl remember how she grew up.
Oh, did you grow up in the infernal plane?
You know, my parents moved around for work, so sometimes you're here, sometimes you're there, sometimes you're under there, and yeah, you know, seen a lot, done a lot, but that's all behind me now.
So you've settled down here in the valley then?
Yeah, I think you know, sometimes you just need to get away from it all of it.
Completely understand. Yes.
Oh yeah. What's been going on with you? Maybe this is our chance to just kind of connect a little bit.
I grew up on a farm, very rural. So you know, moving to the city for university was never done anything like it before.
Wow.
And then obviously for research now, getting to travel and seeing things that I wouldn't have had the chance to see if it hadn't been for the university and for my research. It's nice to not be home sometimes, not be in the same place.
That's beautiful. You've given me lots to think about. I'm looking forward to hearing more of your story, seeing what makes you tick. You know, not for nefarious reasons, just out of interest. I'm a people person, you see.
I didn't think there was a nefarious purpose until you said there wasn't, and now I'm skeptical.
Well, there might be. I haven't decided yet. We'll see what happens.
Right.
Now give me the pot. I want some popcorn.
I'll take the alchemy jug out of the bag of holding.
I'm just going to wave my hand over it and say, popcorn!
Yeah, it still has lemonade in it. Does not have any popcorn.
Rats. I'll just drink the lemonade. Great.
How much lemonade do you drink?
A gulp. A really big gulp.
Great. You drink a gigantic gulp and then it fills back up to the brim.
Oh! Well, I'll save that for later.
Well, it looks like we're not going to go thirsty on this trip, at least.
Yes.
Shout out to Sam in the chat saying nefary us reason, because I couldn't figure out a way to make my character say that pun.
Yeah, I was trying to work out.
That's good. That's very good.
Great.
All right,
So
well,
with these character moments, with this lemonade drinking, we carry on up the gorge. Sorry, Dr. Turnip?
I was gonna ask, is the Binturong, how big is it again, like in feet?
I've closed my Binturong
Sorry.
dimensions. Somewhere between a coyote and a cat.
Okay, so similar size to Dr. Turnip, potentially.
Yeah, I think it's about 2 feet and then another 2 feet for the tail.
Oh yeah, larger
roughly.
than Dr. Turnip. In length, at least, than my height. So I'm a little bit wary of it. Just because I don't know if it's a predator or not, so I'm just gonna stay slightly away from, like, give it a bit of space.
Probably like about 1.5 meters long.
Yeah, I'm like a meter at most.
I mean, they are in fact omnivores, and yeah, they'll eat rodents.
I'm
You're
not
not the side of a
trying
rodent,
to-
so yeah.
Okay, can I suggest we keep an eye out for fruit on our travels, just to keep our new friend well fed?
Oh, I have a lemon. Tanga gave it to me. It turned him into a centaur.
Do you feed the lemon to the Binturong, or do you just announce
No,
that you have a lemon?
I'll just keep that in the back of my head that I can do that
Great.
if it starts to look hungry.
Great. Okay, so you carry on keeping an eye out for fruit. I mean, and Kali, would you like to roll for fruit? Would that make you happy?
Yes, it would.
Great. That would be a survival check, please.
Survival? I'm okay at survival. Nat 20. +3.
Amazing. You
Mangoes.
find like all of the fruit. Yeah, mangoes, great. Get some lychees. Yeah, it's amazing. And if you feed them to Binti, with the 23, Binti is just devours, gets like mango and lychee juice all over their face, but seems very happy with this fruit offering.
I mean, I don't know about Binti, but I'm also going to take some for myself, because why wouldn't I want loads of mangoes and lychees? So
Amazing. So you carry on, pausing to take as many mangoes and lychees as you wish. You enter a bit of the gorge where the walls of the gorge are exceptionally high, and you can see just like these layers of rocks and the various geological undulations, and it's all very exciting if geologists are watching this. Which I'm most definitely not a geologist. And you notice in the sort of rock wall nearest you, you're starting to see some fossils. They're mostly invertebrates, which are very interesting to some, not to me. But at one point you see start to see these sort of a vertebral column, and you see a skull of some sort of extinct marine bitey thing. And as you notice it notices you, and the skull comes out of the rock wall and sort of snaps at you. Not in like an attacky way, just in a like, I see you, I go chomp chomp way.
And Carly, give it a mango.
I toss a mango in the mouth of this strange ancient dragon thing.
Yeah, the ichthyosaur skull sort of chomps on the mango. You can't, unless you would like to roll for it, you can't really determine how the ichthyosaur skulls feels about this mango, but
I do have plus wait, so
Again, if it looks like I could fit in this thing's mouth, I'm just gonna stay away from it.
yeah, I'm guessing on an 11 I'm not gonna insight this ichthyosaur.
yeah, I mean, it has like very pointy teeth. You reckon it probably was not a frugivore in its first life, but and then after like chomping for a bit, getting mango juice everywhere, some of it squirts back onto you. It just goes back into the rock wall and then fades back and becomes a fossil again.
Phew.
This place is very odd. I'm just scribbling notes about like what I'm observing.
There is something
I knew that would work.
death in this place. I mean, that creature can't have been around for eons, and yet it still retained some vital. I mean, was it even bone anymore?
I'm gonna turn to Binti and just ask, like, do you know why the dead things come back.
There are dead things back?
Oh, don't worry about it, pal. Just you enjoy your mango.
This is a great mango. Thank you.
Who
Can
gave
I
the
do,
mango?
like-
I'm Carly.
I'll just say like Binti is very appreciative of the mango and Callie.
No worries.
Could
at
I
all.
do an Arcana check to think if I know anything about magic that brings dead stuff back to life?
Sure thing. Roll Arcana.
Oh, it's a 17 altogether.
17 altogether. Yeah, like there are necromancers out there who have raised dead bones of long extinct things and used them to fight. Yeah, how long have you been in this region, Missouri? Like versus
I think it's
often,
like 6 months or
6 months?
something.
Okay. Yeah, 6 months is with a 17 is certainly long enough for you to know that the Southern Empire has been dealing with like undead incursions, but they're more into like the vampires and zombies type, like things that are recently dead. This whole like necromancer raising bones thing, that's not a Southern Empire thing. That's more of an Eastern thing. And like a long ago Eastern thing.
Okay, I'll relay that to the group.
That
You keep scribbling notes.
certainly matches what I'd heard.
And what I've heard, or what I've read in a lot of the research on exactly what might be happening in this valley.
Well, I suggest we keep an eye out for any such ancient beasts.
Yes.
Just to give them a wide berth, if nothing else.
Yes, I think that's a good idea.
Me
So
too.
with slightly puzzled faces and slightly more alert eyes, you carry on. By now, dawn is starting. You can put your torches and producing flames away. Your vision is no longer tinted in interesting colors. And it is about this time, maybe, let's say half hour or so after you encountered this strange sort of bitey marine reptile, that you start to hear a rumble. And the ground below you is shaking. This is an aftershock of the major earthquake, and I need everyone to roll dexterity saving throws, please.
Is anything falling from above? Because I'm not on the ground.
This is an extremely good point. Yeah, bingo card for how often Catherine forgets that Dr. Tramp is flying. You're fine.
Cool.
You're wondering why everyone's panicking.
I mean,
I
I
got a
still
9.
hear some rumbling, and I'll just look at the ground and go, "Oh."
As a totally normal human who has permanent spider climb, do I still have to roll?
Spider climb doesn't prevent you from falling prone.
Yeah, you still have to roll, but thank you for reminding me of that. Yes. Katenka?
I got a 16.
16. Cool. Binti's just going to like cling to you in fear and will carry on with your roll. Yeah, so a hole on the ground opens up and you folks fall in. Is that are you adjusting or are you raising your hand? I think you're adjusting your
Sorry,
camera.
I was fixing my light behind my laptop.
Yeah.
If they're falling into a hole?
Yeah, there's a hole. The earth is shaking quite a bit. Yeah. Sorry, Misery, you failed, so you take 6 points of damage. Katanga, you succeeded, so you only take 3. And Kali, with your spider climb,
I got 18 as well.
and an 18. Yeah, you're fine. You're able to like dodge and cling to the sides of the thing, but you're still like in the hole. There is no way of you to dodge out. Dr. Turnip, you have a very brief moment. You can either dive into the hole with your friends, or you can be on the outside.
Shit. Oh, it's collapsing in and it's collapsing on top of them.
Yeah, and the three of them have like gone inside this big sinkhole.
I guess I'll follow.
Great. So you so you dive in
this way now.
Yeah, so you all find yourselves now in a cave system, some sort of cave, and the even after the shaking stops of the earth, rocks are still falling, and you're able to like quickly get out of the way. But the entrance that you came through is now sealed. And on roll 20, just to give you a visual, you should now be in the cave. No light is coming through. Katanga, do you do your flame and Doctor turn up your torch?
Yes.
Cool. So let's give you guys not night vision, bright light. Cool. Bright light. Sorry, is it 10-footed bright light or 20-footed bright light?
For me, it's 10, 10, and 10.
Cool.
For me, it's 20-20.
For you, it's 20-20. That was it. Okay, sorry. I will fix Dr. Turnup.
I don't know if any of you would notice this because none of your passives are that high, but there is just a flicker of a moment when the light comes on that there is like a slight kind of reddish tint to Ankali's eyes. Might have just been a trick of the light.
Not paying attention.
No.
Yeah. Ankali, the totally normal human.
Yep.
Yeah.
As we've very well established. Totally normal.
Just as we're following I'm just thinking about the earthquakes. Like, is this like the first aftershock, or have there been others since that main one?
There have been other aftershocks, but they've been pretty minor. This is the first like major aftershock.
Okay.
Yeah, so you guys are in a cave. This black stuff is to indicate that you cannot go any farther unless you have like molding earth or something. But the cave sort of continues down. Those of you with a decent amount of night vision can see there's a fork to the right and a fork to the left. Misery, you can see even farther. You can see that if you go right, there's another fork up ahead beyond that. You're in a cave. What are we doing, folks?
I can't see anything.
You can't see anything. Oh, that's no good.
I think you.
Try scrolling down. This is a rather large map, and you guys are in like the bottom right corner. Bottom left. Bottom left. Sorry. Did that not help? Here, I'll.
Yeah, there we are.
Oh, there you are.
Amazing.
I'm happy to lead the way if that will help.
The turn order thing as well, Sam. You can drag that around the screen. It's on the way.
Well,
We've had a question in the chat about how do you tell the difference between an aftershock and the actual earthquake, which is quite hard to do because, like, Alex has also added in there about an experience of earthquakes in Greece. The aftershocks tend to be a lot weaker. They can be, but in some cases they can be stronger than the original earthquake. So you get like earthquake, you can then get like the first aftershock, which is called the main shock, and then you get the kind of smaller aftershocks. But sometimes they can be even stronger than the original.
And there's always the possibility that like stuff that was damaged in the first earthquake might be made worse in a way that wasn't dangerous before as well.
Yeah,
so
that's off another one.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, I suppose we're going to just have to proceed onwards then.
Well, if you're all right,
Let's go.
Cool. So, Misery, you're leading the way. Are you going to lead them left or right?
I think we'll go right.
Sensible. You should be able to, drag your token wherever you would like to go. Which will be very exciting on your screen and not so exciting on things, but because dynamic lighting is fun like that.
Yeah. Is this too far? Am I allowed to go here?
You can move yourself wherever you'd like. Yeah.
Okay. 2 forks.
If you move too far, we won't be able to tell.
Sorry.
Yeah, so Misery has
Okay.
taken off. You see Misery go off to the right in the fork and then like vanishes.
All right, come along this way, guys. Come to where I am now.
Yeah, so as you approach the fork, you probably saw it briefly on the screen. On the fork in the left, you see by the light of the torch that there's a chest, and it looks like some sort of like cache of some sort.
Let's get in the chest.
Okay,
Can I
so
open
you take the fork to the left. You come across this cave. There's stalactites and stalagmites. It's very exciting. You see no other paths in or out besides the one that you came in. But there is, it looks like some sort of cache that someone's left there. What do you do?
Well,
Before
before we
we,
touch the chest,
Yes.
could I lick the wall? I want to know if the stalactites and stalagmites. Then to me, it suggests that it's a limestone cave.
Yeah.
And I'm like so dependent on the lemon that I'm looking for the lime.
Oh dear God!
Amazing. Yeah, you lick the wall. Google just told me that limestone. No, that's limestone lettuce. I have no idea what limestone tastes like. I can now tell you what limestone lettuce tastes like.
It doesn't
It's
taste
probably
like
a bit chalky.
I would assume so.
Yeah, very dry. I feel like.
Can I?
Not like limes.
No.
No. Can
Oh,
I make a history check on the chest to see if I kind of recognize the style of it?
Sure thing. Yeah.
Actually checking. I actually have some
18.
limestone that my friend sent me that has fossils in it. So I can lick this.
Lick it. Lick it. Lick it.
Previously, like, on a previous campaign, Jazz told us don't like rocks.
No,
It's not here.
Yeah.
Also, this has been in my house for so long. It tastes like rock.
Interesting.
Illuminate.
Very
This-
neutral.
This is the science
Earth.
psychom you came here for. Rocks taste like rocks.
Rocks taste like rocks. Yes. With a 15 history check, you
18.
take a look. Sorry, 18. It's very simply made, and you recognize it as a local craftsmanship. And it seems to have been here for a long time. It's been weathered. The things preserve very well in caves. So you can't quite tell how long it's been here, but it's not like a brand new chest. It's got just like very simple style and decorations.
I recount that to the others.
I'm standing back. I'm not getting too close to this chest.
all
Can I
looking
use
good.
mage hand?
So this is
Can I use
like
mage hand? Sorry, go on.
I was just going to say, like, Alex is very suspicious of this chest, but is Ankali? I'm not sure.
Okay, but Misery casts Mage Hand and is going to use the Mage Hand to try to open the chest.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. As the Mage Hand approaches and tries to lift up the lid of the chest, a sort of tendril appears from the chest and starts slapping at the Mage Hand. I need you all to roll initiative, please.
Yeah, yep. Alex was correct to be suspicious.
Slap my mage hand. Four.
4 for Misery. Okay.
13.
13 for Ankali.
14.
14 for Katanga. Sorry, Dr. Turnip?
11.
11. You've gone crackly again a bit.
I think it's because whenever I have to look at roll 20, it goes crackly.
Oh, I apologize.
That's okay.
And the
I would
chest...
simply mostly look at the map that is up on Sam's screen that Sam is sharing. Could we zoom in a bit more on where the action is happening, Sam?
Mm-hmm.
For that, so that our audience can also make it a bit more.
And admire MJ's
Details.
artwork.
Enhance.
Yes,
Yeah.
thank you, MJ Anders, for the incredible artwork.
Okay, so Katanga, you know what is up. You were ready for this chest to turn out to be a mimic, and indeed it is a mimic. What are you doing?
I don't want to put Binti within the range of this horrible creature. So from where I am going to you're gonna see just like the crystallized hair of Katanga just start to like crackle with a kind of purplish pink energy around the blue as I cast Moonbeam on the mimic.
That's fun.
Con save.
My favorite spell.
Can you do it in such a way as I can punch it without burning my hand?
Yeah, okay. Moonbeam is a con save, and also a leveled spell. We'll get to that in a sec. It's saved with an 18.
Okay.
So half radiant damage. Cool.
Yeah, so that is going to be 8 points.
8 points of radiant damage to the mimic. Yes, and I need you to roll your D10, D100, please.
Please don't do anything to Binti. It's a 6 and a 65.
6 and a 65. Cool. Just one moment while I put something on the map.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah.
You summoned another mimic.
Ancient red dragon. But to be fair, it's like if that happened here, it would like squidged in like a toothpaste tube of just like.
Yep. So right basically underneath Dr. Turnip, a snake appears. This snake is under your control. It can go right after you. What would you like? Yeah, so at the end of your turn, you can tell the snake what to do.
So I now have a snake and a Binturongs. This is amazing. I have a danger noodle in my control. I'm gonna make it attack the mimic if it can move and make an attack.
Yep. Cool. It runs up to the mimic, and I really quickly pull up its stats. A giant bull spider. No, giant poisonous snake. Sorry. And we load the giant poisonous snake. Okay, it attacks the mimic. It rolled a nat 20. Swear to God. Yes. Okay. So it does 1d4 plus 4 piercing damage. So that... Oh my God. Yep. Cool. We're doing great. And then also 3d6 poison damage, which is also doubled. Way to go. Sure, now I roll well. This mimic is almost dead, unless our mimics aren't immune to poison, are they? No, they're immune to acid, though. Yeah, so this giant poisonous snake, this danger noodle, zooms underneath Dr. Turnip Amberhorn and just chomps onto this mimic and just breaks the entire chest. Pieces of, what will look like wood, but as soon as they leave, turn into sort of like monster goo. Just go flying everywhere. This is a real bad day for this mimic. And...
Before we move on, we've just got people asking the kind of snake. Can we make it a boomslang?
Great. This is a boomslang snake.
Which, once again, boomslang just means tree snake. It translates to tree snake. Yes.
Also a very poisonous type of snake.
Also, boomslang wasn't a boomslang.
Also, boomslang the character was not a boomslang, so yes.
Well, I'm going to name it Cobra.
Okay, Boomslang, or Cobra the Boomslang, has just done an incredible amount of damage. That is the end of your turn, presumably?
Yes.
Great. And Kali, there is a snake next to you. It seems to be on your side, though? Question mark?
There's nothing but surprises with this group.
I feel like I would just assume Katanga has turned himself into a snake.
I'm just going to hit the mimic with a 16 to hit.
Yes, definitely.
And that is 10 slashing damage.
Cool. This is a real boring fight, guys. And Kali goes, smacks the chest, and what remains of it just like fizzles out and dissolves into the cave floor. You've killed the mimic.
Yeah.
Well,
We are out of combat. You have the snake for the next 9 minutes and 54 seconds.
Oh no. Limited time.
Well,
Alright.
that could have
Shit.
been better. Is that I just sort of like poke around with my foot in the remains just to see if there was actually anything. I'm not quite clear if mimic you still contain stuff or not.
Yeah, you look around, you attempt to loot the small cavern, you find nothing of interest.
Well, that's quite
Turnip is
disappointing.
looking between the snake and Katanga and just very confused.
Animals. It's a thing.
It does seem to be, yes.
I mean, you are a druid. It does sort of follow, I suppose.
Not that weird.
All right, chaps, no time to dwindle. On we go. There's
You might as
more
well
to see. Oh,
make
wait, I left you in the
your
dark. Sorry.
Snake friend for 10 minutes, or just under 10 minutes, in case there's another combat.
Snake, can the snake see us?
Yeah, the snake's coming along. It's cool.
All right, good. Just making sure.
Next crossroad.
All right, gang, there's a fork.
There seems to be another dead end here. So with another chest,
Oh, another chest. What do we think, gang?
should we send Cobra
Oh,
to go
the
bite?
previous one wasn't very hard to kill, was it?
Yeah. Let's give it a go. I'll go stand a little bit further back
but this time, can I perhaps suggest we all do what they call a hold our actions to punch it if it turns evil, or otherwise attack.
So what if we all just from a distance attack it immediately?
I mean,
That sounds good.
but if there's any breakable, if it's not a mimic,
Yeah, if it's just the chest.
Oh, yeah.
So perhaps if we all just
Shall I
hold back,
mage hand it again?
mage hand it, but the rest of us hold our actions if it does attack.
I think that's
Cool.
sensible.
I'm happy with that.
Okay.
Aim the gun.
So you're all holding ranged things. Do you ask Cobra to get next to it and prepare to bite?
Yeah.
Cool. Cobra will hold their action as well. Rotate Cobra. There we go. Okay. Misery, do you use your mage hand to try to open the chest?
Yes, please.
Yep. You use your mage hand to open the chest. The rest of you are poised, ready to shoot and or attack it in other ways. The chest opens. It seems to be a cache of food and water.
I
I mean,
don't need the water.
I
How
mean,
heavy
it's
is the
not
food?
We might as well take it just in case that jug stops working, because magic does seem to be a bit
Okay.
unreliable around
I
here.
mean, we might get
That's
sick
fair.
of lemonade as well, if nothing else.
We also
Speak
may
for
just get
yourself.
sick of lemonade. What if it turns out one of us has diabetes?
Oh. Yeah, all right. We'll take the water.
Okay, so just cache of food and water.
Yeah. Okay. So you approach it. You start going through. Yeah. So the top bit, which you could see immediately, was food and water. There's some dried jerky, some dried mangoes. They look old, but like edible. Hopefully. Yeah, canteens of water. You open up one of the canteens, it's actually a canteen of wine. But then at the very bottom of the chest underneath it, there are 4 vials of some sort of magical liquid.
Oh. Could I make an Arcana
Mm.
check to try to figure out what they are?
Absolutely. So Dr. Turnip holds it up to the torchlight and tries to figure out what they are.
That's a 17?
Yeah, you recognize them immediately as standard healing potions.
Oh,
brilliant.
nice.
I think, how about we all take one of these, just in case.
Gorgeous.
And I will hand one to each of my companions.
That sounds quite.
I'm gonna hand mine to Binty and just be like, I need you to look after this.
You got pockets now.
I was gonna say something really bad there, and I'm not going to.
Is Binty like trained to like if you get knocked unconscious, Binty's like feeding you the potion?
Yeah, I think so. I think like
Binty,
Binty.
Binty walks on 4 legs. Is Binty holding it in its mouth?
No, Binty's like wrapped around me.
Oh, that's true.
24/7. Not going to cause any health problems at all.
No. I smell like popcorn.
Definitely not
Great.
cradling a thing covered in his own pee.
Cool. So yeah, so 3 of you now have standard healing potions, and 1 Binturong has a standard healing potion. This is fine.
Should I take it now?
Nah, hold it.
I'll hold it.
We could always take a short rest here.
Yeah.
Now we seem to be out of the immediate danger of rubble and whatnot.
No, because then Cobra disappears.
And we're still in the queue.
We don't know this.
Yeah.
But is it safe to rest in a cave that we just fell into with the rubble on top, and the rubble
We're
might
not
fall
going
on
to
us?
sleep. We'll just have a sit down, have something to eat.
We can bust out some of these mangoes
Okay.
and items.
Yeah.
Cool with me.
Use some hit dice.
Cool. So you folks take a short rest in this little cavern chamber room. I don't know what they're called. I am not a geologist. Yeah, the little bits of water drip down from the stalactites, but you settle in among the stalagmites and take your short rest. Nothing of note happens other than the boomslang disappears after 9-ish minutes. But yeah, roll your hit dice, reset whatever resets the short rest. And let me know when you're ready to go.
Yep.
And more importantly, I have all my key points back.
Yes.
I'd already reloaded, so that's fine.
Oh wait, how many hit dice? Sorry, I'm getting confused.
We will have 4 each.
Oh,
You can
okay,
use
great.
As many as you want, and you add your constitution. If you click on the short rest thing, you should be able to.
I'm with you.
To use on.
I'm with
DPL.
you. Yeah. That's good for me.
It
I
adds
think.
your con as well, which is good.
Done.
Great. Are we all ready to go?
Yep.
Mhm.
Great. So, Misery, are you going to lead them through the next fork?
Yes, I am. I'll go here first. Everyone catch up with me. And then I'll move a little bit further here. Everyone together. And then I'm going to shuffle around a bit more. And then maybe even a little bit more here. Is everyone
Yep.
okay? Everyone with me?
Get
All right.
Come on.
Let's go. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Yeah. So, as you round this corner, you see a large, very, very large chamber. Think sort of like Mammoth Cave level. There's sort of some like rock pillars, which are marked on the map. Might be useful as cover because you also see a very large animated skeleton. It's got a real big skull and a real big tail and some real big hind limbs and some teeny tiny little forelimbs. It does not seem to have noticed you yet, but it's clearly animated and it's just kind of bouncing around. How close are you guys getting?
It looks cozy in its jumper.
Yeah, it's a very festive animated skeleton. Yes, ready to celebrate, Winter's Crest.
Can Misery see past it to, like, is there an exit the other side of the room?
I think, Misery, you can see to the other side of the room. Oh yeah, with 120 foot, no problem. Yeah, you can see that on the other side of the room there is another fork, sort of a T intersection. One goes left, one goes right.
Does the path narrow in any way so that this thing would be too small to fit through it?
Yes, Misery would see that.
I mean, if you all want, I could distract it, and then you will make a dash for it, and then I catch up with you.
That seems dangerous, but we can certainly try it.
Yeah. Will
This
you be
creature's
okay?
kind of wandering around going, ka-thunk, ka-thunk, ka-thunk.
Okay, can I make a stealth check to sort of get in position? I reckon if I sort of head to the north or the top end of this room as we see it on the map, stealthily, and then make a distraction, and then you all guys run behind it while it's focused on me.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, so is Zankali creeping to the north end of the room?
Yep.
Great. Yeah, so what's your stealth?
That was not a good roll. 10.
10. Okay. Buddy, what is your passive perception? Yeah.
Doesn't have eyeballs.
Sorry?
It doesn't have eyeballs, which is in my favor.
That is true. That is true. Regardless, you rolled a 10. So you get pretty far. I mean, I don't know where you're going, but let's say you get as far as there if you wanted to go as far as there. But then this buddy who's just kind of ka-thunk, moves his head over and opens his jaws, and like no sound comes through, but seems to be roaring. I need everyone to roll initiative, please. Katenga, Misery, and Dr. Turnip, feel free to move your token to wherever you would have been.
If the movies have told us in don't move, it can't see us.
Yes, that is a legend from where you're from that they tell you at the plays.
19.
19 for Ankali. Yep.
21.
23 for Turnip.
23 for Turnip, 21 for Katenga.
How high? Sorry, I'll let you finish initiatives. Actually,
11. 11 for me.
Cool.
11.
Yep. Sorry, you were about to say how high?
Yeah, how high is the ceiling? Because I probably would be quite close to the ceiling if possible.
Yeah, so this buddy's about 10 foot tall for reasons of D&D mechanics rather than for reasons of how tall T-Rexes actually were. The ceilings are about 20 foot.
Okay, yeah, I'll be up at the ceiling then.
Cool.
To get out of melee range, hopefully, because it has tiny arms.
Yeah. Oh, though T-Rexes were only 12 foot tall, so this is fine. Sorry, I think I had labeled your height at some point and then never changed it. So you're 20 foot high. Cool.
Yeah.
Great. Okay. Yeah, so Ankali has made a little bit of noise. A little bit of pebbles have fallen. Our T-Rex buddy is silently roaring at Ankali. Dr. Turnip, what are we doing?
I am going to take aim, and I am going to make a deadeye shot to get advantage on my attack roll as I shoot at the T-Rex skeleton.
Great.
And that is 2 17s that I rolled. So that is a
Nice.
25 to hit.
Oh, yes.
Which will do 10 points of piercing damage.
10 points of piercing damage. You shoot one of his ribs, and the bone just explodes.
Cool.
Anything else?
And... No, I still don't have any useful healing bonus actions, so that will be my turn.
Great. Katenga?
I am going to look at this undead creature and cast Spike Growth underneath it.
Spike growth. Fun.
So a 20-foot radius of spikes and thorns start to appear from under the ground. It's just a concentration spell. There's no roll for the T-Rex, but if it moves onto or within the area, it takes 2d4 for every 5 feet it moves.
Oh, that's a real good call. Excellent. Okay, so this is a concentration spell for you. You have it up for 10 minutes, and I need you to roll your d10, d100, please.
On it. And that is a 2 and a 23.
A 2 and a 23. Oh no.
Shit.
Organ music starts playing. Dun 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 dun. I need you to make a dexterity saving throw, please.
Natural one.
Katanga.
Yeah, just Katanga. Yeah, a natural one is a fail. An organ just falls onto you, and you are just so concentrating so hard on raising up these spiky plants to try to hinder this T-Rex that you do not notice and you do not bother to dodge. However, my dice roller rolled pretty low, so you only take 15 points of bludgeoning damage.
15.
15, 1-5. From an organ that has fallen on your head.
What happened to
Does he
Binti?
immediately need to make a concentration check?
He does immediately need to make a concentration check. Binti is fine because Binti is adorable and therefore has plot armor.
That's good to know. That is very important.
This is good because the chat will kill us if Binti dies.
Yeah.
Yeah, as long as you aren't using your pets in combat, pets get plot armor.
Oh, so we can't just hold Binti out in front of us,
Yeah.
Lucky that snake disappeared.
It was a 19 on the con save.
Amazing. You are concentrating so hard on these plants that even a organ falling on your head is not going to deter you.
This is the most Katanga thing that Katanga has done yet.
I'm in awe.
Yeah. Anything else, Katanga, on your turn?
I mean, can I underneath an organ? Is the organ smashed? Can I move? Or
Yeah, you can move. The organ is no longer playing music and is destroyed because your head is very hard, it turns out.
Well, sorry, I'm just very I can't believe that happened. I'm just gonna make a little bit of movement, but I'll do that and you can move on.
Great. And Kali.
Okie dokie. So I am going to run up into melee, but not into the spike growth, if possible.
Cool. The spike growth is 20-foot radius, so...
Was it centered on the T-Rex, or was it just...
Centered on the T-Rex.
How
yeah,
big
here,
is
sorry,
T-Rex?
I'll mark it on the map. So yeah, I don't think you can get into melee without entering the spike growth.
Okay, so in that case, what I will do is...
Oh, we covered the T-Rex, we're fine.
Yeah. It's the thing. What I will do is, are these like pillars that are here, or are they like?
Yeah, they're big sort of columns of rock. And there's also smaller stalactites and stalagmites, but they aren't seem to be that useful.
So what I'm just going to do is I'm going to stand just outside the range of the spike growth, and then I'm going to throw a chakram at it.
Cool.
And so the ND beyond 14.
14. Oh goodness, hits. Yeah.
Yep. And that is max damage 11.
11 points of damage to the T-Rex.
Well, down there.
Cool.
And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take bonus action patient defense.
Cool.
So any attack against me are at disadvantage.
Very, very good call.
Just make myself look like the main target.
Great. Yeah, you are ready to dodge, and your tiger tattoos are glowing with the power of your ki. And indeed, this T-Rex is going to come for you. So he moves in the area, so takes 2d4 for every 5 feet he travels. This isn't going to work on the map because I can't draw very fast, but he goes 20 feet. So that is 2d4 times 4. Sam, if you want to roll that for me.
Yep, 8d4.
Amazing, thanks. Yeah, so he's there, and he's going to attack Ankali. That's a 16 to hit, which misses. And no one else is in. So with his jaws, he just snaps. But Ankali, you are channeling your ki and just whoosh, dodge out of the way. And he kind of wiggles his tail, but there's no one within range of his tail. So that was a pretty useless turn. What is the plant damage?
23.
23. Excellent. These spiky plants, these like rose thorns are just like tearing at his legs and just destroying the tibia and the femur and so forth. Misery, it's your turn.
Okay, so I am going to cast the cantrip Mind Sliver. To save is intelligence 15.
Intelligence 15. It's got a -4 intelligence, so that's a fail.
I knew it would be dumb. So it's gonna take 1d6. Oh shit! Can it take psychic damage?
Yeah, it can take psychic damage.
Phew!
It doesn't have a brain, but it can take psychic damage. This is the real science.
Okay, it takes 1 psychic damage.
Oh god.
But it also blah 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 blah. So it's going to subtract. This spell means it has to subtract 1d4 from the next saving throw it makes before the end of my turn.
Awesome.
Now I have quickened spell, so I'm going to use up some spell slots so that I can also cast magic missile.
Amazing.
In the same turn.
Yes.
Hiya!
So you spend your sorcery points and you magic missile as a bonus action. How much damage?
Yes, please. Damage 1. Each dart is 1d4 plus 4. So let's go to yourself. Okay, so the first one is 4. The second one is 2. And the third one is 5. Oh wait, I cast it from second, so there's another one. Sorry, okay. Which is 2.
Okay, so these 4 magic missiles just fly out of your hands as you're harnessing the power given to you from your sorcerer's origin, and just boom, boom, boom. One of them just like cuts off one of his teeny tiny little arms. Another one hits this tail that's been swinging wildly, and he again yells out this silent roar. I need you to roll your D100 and your D10, please.
Okay.
Another organ, yeah. We're just slowly building an entire orchestra.
Okay. D100 is 74 and D10 is 7.
Okay, so as you've been hiking all night, you've gotten a little bit dirty, a little bit sweaty. Your clothing and body are now pristine. You smell great. Your hair is back to being perfect. It's lovely.
I love magic.
I love how perfect all these rolls are. Katanga just keeps summoning animals, and Misery just keeps making herself hot.
Yeah.
Dr. Turnip, it is now your turn.
It is my turn. And actually, I think I'm also going to cast a spell to try to help out my allies. I'm going to draw on my fairy magic and cast Fairy Fire on the skeleton. So it is entitled to a dex save minus a d4.
Minus the d4. That's a 10.
Yep, that is a failure. So as Turnip focuses, this light, the same color as Turnip's hair, just springs up, coating the bones of this skeleton. And everyone now has advantage on any attack roll made against it. So I will be concentrating on this spell. It is a fairy ability. I rolled a D10.
Yeah, because it's a leveled spell, right? Or would normally be a leveled spell. Yeah. So this T-Rex just starts glowing in this sort of purple fairy glow. And what is your roll?
That is a 33 and a 3.
Cool. You vanish from the playing field. Goodbye, Dr. Turnip. You're just not here right now.
Okay. Where am
Yeah, so you see for just a moment this this T-Rex in this beautiful purple glow, and now you're in like this featureless desert. It's like no breeze, the temperature's mild, but yeah, you look around in every direction and you see nothing but sand.
Take out my notebook and just make a note.
Cool. Katenga.
So the bones of this undead creature, do they look to be like connected together, or are they just kind of floating together in some sort of magical way?
Yeah, they're floating together in a magical way.
Okay. I'm gonna try it anyway. I want to cast levitate and levitate the T-Rex 20 feet in the air.
Amazing. That's some sort of saving throw, presumably.
Concave, yeah.
Yeah, that's a fail.
Yes, I would just like to lift it 20 feet up into the air, and then drop my concentration.
Amazing. Okay, so the plant growth goes away because you cast a different concentration spell. The glowing T-Rex floats 20 foot in the air and then boom, crashes. It takes 2d6 of damage, so it takes 8 points of damage as it just crashes to the ground and is now prone. Cool. Anything else on your turn?
It was a leveled spell.
Good point. Yes, please roll your dice.
That is a 48 and a 5.
5 and a 48. These blue wings sprout from your back. You now have a fly speed of 60 feet for the next 10 minutes.
Okay, well, I'm going to fly up then. And look at me, I'm a fairy. The fairy's gone, but I'm the fairy now.
Cool. You're flying. Excellent. Do you want to move or just like be flying?
I'm just gonna like hover and kind of like spin in a circle.
Cool. You spend your movement showing off. And Collie.
Right, I'm just double checking what prone rules are for.
Advantage on melee, disadvantage on ranged. Also, it's glowing.
Yes.
Yeah, so I have double advantage on it, but that's not a thing. Okay, so I'm gonna punch it.
Excellent.
Specifically with my fists this time because I want to test a theory. That was a double 4, so that's only 9. That probably misses.
9 misses. Sorry.
Bonus action, flurry of blows.
Cool.
17. No, 18. Sorry, that's more like it.
That hits.
And I'm going to use my. Let's just kick it. Let's see what happens. So that is 6 bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
Does that do more than usual?
No, does the amount you expect.
Okay, that's fine. In that case, I will use my last flurry of blows back on my chakram. 17.
It hits, yeah.
And that's a 10.
10. Wow. Boom, boom. The T-Rex kind of like curls up a bit, trying to protect its vital organs, which no longer exist. Anything else on your turn?
No, I think I'm just going to stay there.
Cool.
Good point raised in the chat. I wonder how Binti enjoys his first flight.
Binti seems to be having a great time and is clinging on very, very hard.
Yes.
Okay, it's now the T-Rex's turn. The T-Rex is no longer flying, so I will remove that label. Possibly only a label I can see. I don't know how Roll20 works. The T-Rex will use half of his movement to stand up, and he will try to chomp you and Collie. Chomp, 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 chomp. I dropped that dice and misses with a 15 to hit. The T-Rex will then kind of wiggle around and will try to take his head down and swish that tail up in the air. He is 10 foot. The tail has an additional 10 foot, so he can presumably reach Katanga unless Katanga was pressed to the ceiling, which he did not call. So we have a tail swipe against Katanga. Does a 15 hit you, Katanga? Yes, it does. Cool. We find some d8s. Hello, d8s. That does 15 points of bludgeoning damage as the tail just smacks you into the top of the cavern.
I'm not looking good.
But that's its turn. Also, it's not looking very good. Misery, what are we doing?
So first things first, I'm gonna run 30 feet. Because this thing can definitely kill me instantly. So I'm just gonna... You can't even see me, I've run so far. Then I think I'm just gonna firebolt it.
Okay.
So,
You have advantage because it's still glowing.
oh, thank God. Oh, that's inhabitable. Oh, a little bit. 14 to hit.
14 hits.
Yeah. 1d10 gives me... Oh, for 2 damage.
Every little bit
It's
counts.
fine. Every little bit helps.
Cool. Anything else on
End
your
turn. I'm all done.
Cool.
Nope. I've got nowhere to hide. I'm just like, ah!
Dr. Turnip, there is some really lovely sand.
Oh yeah, I'm just studying it. I imagine I've taken out like a magnifying glass, and I'm just like, interesting. I'm trying to figure out if I might have like been transported to another plane or something.
Yeah, roll an Arcana check.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's a 22.
Yeah, you're in a harmless demiplane.
Huh.
Congratulations. Katanga.
Actually, while I'm there, can I reload my gun?
Sure.
Cool. Just taking every opportunity because it takes me an action.
Absolutely. Katanga.
I'm gonna like half-heartedly kind of flutter over to the T-Rex with like probably at this point the one wing that's still operational, and take 2 swipes with my dagger at this undead. Wait, is it? No, that won't work. Never mind. I am going to take 2 swipes with the dagger. So that's a natural 20.
Nice.
Or 25. And that's 10 for 15.
15 points of damage. It's
Oh no, sorry, no, that was the second. The second roll was. Like,
oh, sorry. 15 also hits. Yeah.
Yeah. So 2d4. That is 7 plus 13 points of damage.
13 points of damage. Cool. It's looking pretty bad. Anything else?
Anything else? Yeah, I'm going to use my bonus action to... Is that a bonus action? It is. It's a bonus action to cast Healing Word on myself.
Cool. Roll your d10, d100, please.
You also turn up in the demiplane.
We'll both just fly around here for like however long we just hang out.
It's a 79 and an 8.
79 and an 8. Random. Why? Why would you use the word random? That means I have to. Okay,
Do we need to
fine.
get some numbers?
Your hair starts growing at a truly alarming rate. I zoom in. Yeah, you have very, very short hair at the moment. It's now like down past your ears, and it is still growing.
So my hair is crystalline as well. So I've got like these large crystals that are like starting to grow. I imagine I must look like a Super Saiyan or something. Okay.
Yeah.
I assume you look like rock candy.
Yeah. Like you
crystal
lick
meth.
my hair, it just starts to fizz in your mouth.
And Kali, it is your turn.
Okay, so I am going to. Well, my first is like, seeing it's taken this swipe at Katanga's like, no, you are going to pay attention to me right now, and I'm going to take another chakram strike, and it's still glowing.
It is still glowing.
I'm so concentrating on that.
Yep,
So
that will hit. That's 20 something or other.
Great.
And my chakram. It's 10 damage.
10 points of damage. Cool.
And let's stick a flurry of blows on that.
Mhm.
That is 21 to hit.
Yep.
I'm just going to. Flurry of blows, I believe I can use monk weapons on that. I'm just going to double check those so I'm not cheating.
I think it's only an arm strike, but I could be wrong.
Let's have a look. There's flurry blows.
Sorry, I forgot to add. Like, I forgot to
that's fine.
give him. Oh, sorry, Alex.
7.
7 points of damage. Great. Sorry, you were saying, Sam?
I forgot to add on another 7 points of damage because I got a natural 20.
Okay, cool. It is at death's door.
Okay, I've got one more punch.
Great.
And that is a 16 hit.
That hits.
And that is 7 points of damage.
So close, guys. So close.
Okay, I'm going to try something here. It might not work, but I am going to add on. I've got a thing called Hand of Harm where I can add on necrotic damage. It might not take necrotic damage, but
Yeah, you do have Hand of Harm. Okay.
so that is another 5 points on top of that if it does take necrotic damage.
So you channel into your last hit some extra necrotic damage, and you see it pulse over these bones, which are like falling to pieces about you. But this pulse of necrotic damage does nothing. I'm really sorry.
No, that's fine. I was a long shot.
at least it didn't heal it.
Yeah.
Yeah, could have been worse. Is that the end of your turn?
Yep, that's the end of my turn.
Great. This T-Rex at death's door for the second time, looking just terrible. Its nice Christmas jumper in tatters you were goading it, so it's going to try to bite you. It fails. It keeps failing. And then the tail again is going to try to smack Katanga. That's a 29 to hit you, Katanga. And that's 11 points of damage to you.
Katanga falls to the ground.
Katanga falls to the ground. Binti curled up in his chest, luckily not hitting anything. Yeah, my friend, you lose a death save because you fly and take extra damage, so you are down 1 death save.
Yeah, this is the danger of flying.
Yep. Misery. Katanga is unconscious on the ground, bleeding a bit from his head, but the T-Rex is on its very last legs. What are you doing?
Okay, well, I gotta do something. Okay. So I am going to get behind a rock, first of all, and hopefully that will like hide me. And then I am going to cast a magic missile because I know it will hit and I'll take whatever happens to me afterwards.
Yep.
So let us.
What level are you
that.
casting magic missile at?
2nd level.
Yeah, that's enough. Please describe how you kill this T-Rex.
Okay, so I'm sat up against the rock. The rock's behind me. I'm breathing deep. I'm like, I've got to do this for my little, in my mind, Katanga's my sidekick. I don't think I've mentioned that because he came to one of my classes, my sidekick. And then for, the big one that, proudly, sacrifice herself. I've got to do this. And I just stand up and I go, ah! And then as she all my missiles at the dinosaur.
Yes, you stand up and to save your sidekick. Boom, 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 boom. Only 3 booms. Boom, boom, boom. The 3 missiles hit true. The dinosaur falls. The bones are now completely disarticulated and just like totally pulverized on the ground. Combat is over, but Katanga's dying. Someone can take care of that.
I have to roll the 100.
Oh yes! Oh my God! Yes, yes, you do. Thank you.
Okay, that's all right.
I got too excited by this T-Rex dying.
D100, 10. And then the D10 is 6.
Cool. Do you have any objects on you at the moment? Like any jewelry, anything in your belt? I know most of your things are in the bag of holding, which is now in a harmless demi-plane, but like earrings, anything like that?
You took the necklace from the druid.
Oh yeah, I did. I took the necklace from the druid. Druid necklace.
Okay. Anything else, like a belt? Anything like that?
Yeah, I've got like a belt that holds my daggers.
Great. Oh yeah, and you have 2 daggers. Yeah. So as you cast this spell, this necklace, are you wearing it around your neck, or did you like put it in a pocket?
Yes, I'm wearing it around my neck.
Great. The chain of the necklace breaks as it flies away from you. The daggers sort of float up in the air and then go flying away from you. Luckily, no one's close to you, so this does not do any damage. Similarly, your like belt holster just like falls apart and the pieces just go flying and scattering 20 feet around you.
Am I naked?
No, your clothes stay on. Don't worry.
Good.
I mean, that would be on brand at this point.
It would. It really would.
Just get hotter and then you
Would be
clothes off.
a hilarious image of you just yelling, shooting missiles out, and all of your clothes ripping off at the same time.
Okay, I can deal with that. That's fine with me.
Okay. Dr. Turnip is in a harmless demi-plane.
Okay. I'm going to
hanging
get
out.
the potion off Binti and feed it to Katanga.
Yeah, Binti's just like curled in a ball, looking very stressed, but is curled around the potion. So yeah, you pour the potion into Katanga's mouth.
He's going to be okay.
It's 2d4, I believe.
Yeah, 2d4 plus 2.
Plus 2.
Great.
It's 10. Yay.
Nice.
Amazing. With the power of the healing Binturong, Katanga is back up. You don't see Dr. Turnip anywhere. Misery is perhaps naked, and and the T-Rex is dead.
Whew. Do I still have my wings?
Yeah, you can still fly for the next like 9 minutes and 48 seconds or something.
Do any? Okay, I don't. Alex doesn't know about this, but like, are there any interesting components to a busted organ that we could salvage?
Sorry, and I'm the one who's getting accused of colonialism.
What?
I'm Colin's over here trying to sell foreign fossils.
What? No,
Well,
not
the
that.
organ.
The organ, the musical thing.
Yeah, the musical
Oh,
thing.
the organ!
Yeah, like.
No, that's fine. I thought you were trying to sell T-Rex bones.
And Callie's just going to eat the bones. Well, let's just be honest with that.
Yeah, there's still like bits of like piping from the organ that are probably salvageable.
If there's any lead, I want it. I'm not there.
I mean, I'm feeling that you're probably likely to bump back in at some point, so I'm not.
I'm building a sandcastle.
I'll see if there's any parts in there that can be used to help Misery reconstruct a belt.
Thank you.
Yeah, so for the next 10 minutes, unfortunately, you realize that Misery is just like repelling any object that contains metal with it. So as you approach her with, well, anything metallic on you, such as the pipe organ bits or pieces of her belt, you're just pushed back. For the next 10 minutes, Katanga can fly, and for the next 10 minutes, Dr. Turnip is building a lovely sandcastle. However, at the end of 10 minutes, this all ends. Dr. Turnip is bamfed back. Misery can put back on anything that's been taken off, and Katanga, you are grounded again.
So I will arrive, see Katanga have wings, and 6 seconds later the wings vanish. Like, this is perfect timing.
I must say,
did you get on okay?
well, I gesture to the T-Rex.
Oh, yes, but Katanga looks a bit beat up.
I almost died.
Almost.
Yeah, almost.
So tomorrow it'll be Unkali or Misery's turn.
I mean,
No, I don't think that's in my schedule. I repel such things from me. Repel.
Like, you just look at Ankali and she hasn't taken a single point of damage in that fight, despite...
Most of my damage is done by a falling organ.
Yeah. The case.
So as you stand around, you're trying to loot the organ, you're trying to loot the bones of the T-Rex, possibly. You're waiting for your magical curses to sort themselves out. This seems like a good ending point for tonight's game.
Very exciting. Yeah, thank you, Catherine. That was another great session. We had some Geyser facts, some Binturong facts. We have a Binturong. Very exciting. And we will be back again with this campaign next week, Wednesday at 7 p.m. for episode 3. Also, if anyone has suggestions for what this episode should be called, please tag Science and Sorcery on Twitter at SciAndSorcery. The previous episode we did end up calling Gaslight Gatekeep Girl Boss. That is up on YouTube if you want to rewatch that one. Science and Sorcery will be back on Monday at 7 for our first of our holiday one-shots, Die Bard, which Sam will be DMing. I will be playing in as a stand-in for another player who had to drop out, sadly. So stay tuned for the other character announcements for that one this week. And if you haven't seen it yet on Twitter at Science Sorcery, we're currently running a giveaway. So you can win a free t-shirt if you go and retweet a specific tweet, which we'll also retweet, so it'll get back to the top of our feed, and tell us which episode or one-shot of Science and Sorcery has been your favorite so far. So you don't need to do very much for it. Oh, and you need to follow us on Twitch, but you're already doing that if you're here, I hope. Other than that, I think that's all of our announcements for now.
Donate to Palestine.
And yes, we are, if you've got some money to give, if we hit £500, we will make the playable Binturong character option on D&D Beyond. Stay tuned for our Starfish playable character type coming this week as well. And with that, we will see you again on Wednesday. Sam and I will see you on Monday before that. Thank you so much for watching, and have a great night.
Bye, folks.
Bye.